Perfect. And just look again right there.
All right, William, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, awesome. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you. Appreciate
Why
it.
don't you just give us a quick overview from your point of view on that dominating win there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, where do I start? I think honestly, the work and the effort goes back a long ways. You know, getting Rudy on board and just having a guy like that to work with. We really think the same way, and you know, it helps us in a lot of ways to progress through races and communicate well and work through the off season. So I'd say it's a lot to do with off season prep. And as soon as we got in the race, I mean, the track was super slick to start. We had to start pretty far back, but made our way up and just had to keep adjusting on the car and kind of finding those little bits. I think the 19 was really strong to start the race. The 17 was surprisingly really good. So we had to kind of work on that and you know, had a really good restart. The last one, the 2 pushed me super hard down the backstretch and the car was just good enough. So it's cool when you have cars like that and you can make moves and make them stick. So love this racetrack. It's really fun.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start with questions. To kick us off, we're going to take a question from Jim Utter. Go ahead, Jim.
Congrats, William. I know before the season started, you had certain reasons for wanting to bring Rudy back. But I just wondered, after these 3 races, what is it that you've seen in your relationship with him working together now on the track that kind of reinforces why you wanted to make why this change was made?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to back it up with results. So I think, you know, for me, I was, I wanted to make sure we had results, but I think, you know, the results come when you have people like that and to work with and you think on the same page and somebody who puts that kind of effort in. So, you know, he puts a lot of effort in, but he's obviously very intelligent. So, you know, I feel like, you know, for me, it goes back to the truck days and what we did there and the feelings that I had in those race cars and the things that I wanted to have in my cup car and the feelings there. So, you know, he's really leaned heavily on Alan Gustafson and all the crew chiefs at HMS to kind of get up to speed. And, you know, we have the best, you know, resources out there. So it's all about making the most of them. And, you know, I feel like for us, we just communicate throughout the race. He knows how to, you know, push my buttons and get me motivated and get the answers out of me that, you know, he needs to make the car better.
And there were a lot of comers and goers in this race, including some of your teammates. But when you got up front, for the most part, you seemed to stay. What is it you think what was it about your car today that and your guys' strategy that allowed you to stay up front in the mix?
Yeah, just having a plan and an idea of what our car needed to do to be successful here. You know, Rudy's won races here. I've won some races here. So trying to find those things in the race car, you know, whether that be through the Chevy sim, through just talking about it at the shop, the guys implementing it on the car. So I feel like all that stuff adds up. But yeah, I mean, you know, we didn't have everything go our way tonight. We had, you know, a little bit of trouble on pit road at times. The guys did good at times too. And then some restarts didn't go our way, which is kind of typical with this package. So just was all about having the right restarts at the right time and then, you know, saving my stuff and making sure I could, you know, make it live like Rudy says. So it was just important to have that towards the end.
Thanks, William.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, William, your best finish at Homestead has been 9th in Cup, and as far as mile and a half, I think your best finish was 8th in your last 10 starts. So, I mean, how much does Rudy make a difference? I mean, do we attribute it all to Rudy? Do we attribute it half to Rudy? Like, can you kind of describe?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about people in this sport. You know, I've heard like Kevin say that and multiple people say that. And so you got to have the people, you know, and I think that with Rudy, you know, we had a lot of success on mile and a half. You know, he knows what I want in a race car. You know, I credit a lot to Kyle, working with Kyle Busch for a long time and kind of understanding some of the things there. So I wasn't concerned that we were going to struggle at mile and a half. So I think it was just, you know, doing well at every racetrack we go to. So, you know, I've had success at Homestead in the past, you know, with the trucks and then Xfinity. So I wasn't concerned that Cup, I hadn't gotten the finishes yet because I really like coming here. And it's so low grip and each lap's different that it's kind of takes that adaptation. Sometimes you don't hit it right, but you just got to kind of search and find grip. And I think the biggest weakness for me, I never really ran the wall here in Cup. So kind of understanding how I could do that. I watched some onboards of Kyle Larson and just kind of trying to see if I could do that if I needed to. And luckily we were able to do that at times tonight just to kind of keep our gap the way it was. So it was good.
Thank you.
All right, and we now have been joined by our race winning crew chief as well, Rudy Fugle. And so you may ask questions for Rudy and William as well. To take our next question, we are going to go to Jason Brown. Go ahead, Jason.
Thanks, Amanda. Hey, William, congratulations. Hometown, I'm sure very proud of you back here. I know it wasn't the type of start to the season that you wanted. I know it's still really early in the year, but how important, how much can this maybe jumpstart your year? I mean, and it must be a huge relief too, just to get, a win so early.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, in this format, with winning being so important, it's nice to chase points at times, but I mean, yeah, no doubt we were in a huge hole. I mean, the 500, we had a lot of success, going down there for qualifying and was excited about the 500, and then we get crashed early and, almost flip over. And then we go to the road course and we had probably a top 10 run going, which was going to be good. And we had some issues. So it was a tough start to the season. But we didn't think about that going into this week. We just thought about executing a good race. And, it's always nice when the speed's there, but I feel like, we put in the effort to make sure it was. And, it was kind of a flawless weekend, really.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Alex Andrea. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, William, this is actually kind of building off that question too, but I'm just curious how this win kind of compares to your one last year. It seemed like last year you really needed it and it kind of came down to the wire to clinch that playoff berth, and this one has come so early. So I'm curious how the feeling sort of compares.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways they're different, but winning is the same, the feeling and the excitement of being on the track and being kind of the last guy out there and doing these interviews and doing all that stuff is all the same. So I don't think that is ever going to change. I never really compare wins in that aspect, but I do think, in a lot of ways, this was more indicative, I think, of the season we can have. And, we did our jobs tonight and it just feels really awesome. So yeah, it's going to be fun this year. I think, I spent kind of a lot of my Cup Series career, kind of on the bubble of the playoffs, and now I don't, have to worry about that. So it's crazy. I'm going to take all that stuff in, and just got a great team, got an awesome crew chief. So it's going to be a fun year.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Lee Spencer. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you. Congratulations, gentlemen. William, I'm just curious, was there anything specifically you worked on in the off season to prepare for this upcoming run? I mean, granted, Rudy's a game changer, but what did you do with yourself to kind of get you into race shape?
Yeah, I mean, we spent probably 4 times at the Chevy Sim, working on various tracks. I mean, not just this track, but spent a lot of time texting each other, Rudy and I, engineers and I, late at night and stuff like that. Just random thoughts that would come up. I would just send a text or Rudy would send me a text. And so we felt good going into this race, but you never know. You never know if that's all going to pay off or if you're going to be way off on speed or way off on handling. So you just don't know. So it's kind of, it's good to see it all come together. Kind of 1 + 1 = 2, but sometimes it doesn't. So it's really nice to see all the work that we did. I think it really started back in November, and just kind of seeing how that pays off.
And Rudy, what's the Hendrick think tank doing about Bristol? Is there somebody you're relying in? Have you brought somebody from the outside? There was a speculation going around that maybe some of Larson's buddy from the dirt world had come in to kind of give you guys a hand to prepare for Bristol.
I mean, we're all putting our heads together. I have the most dirt experience from those 7 or 8 years of the truck series of racing at Eldora. So they've been leaning on me a lot, and yeah, we take all our resources and ask questions and try to apply it. We've got a committee of people that we meet about once a week trying to come up with how we can go do well.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Alan Cabana. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, this one's for Rudy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Alan.
The phrase "make it live," we've heard that on your radio for years now, no matter what the driver. Where did that start? What's the origin of that? And what does that mean to you? Because we hear it a lot, especially when your driver's out in the lead.
Yeah, no, it's a Tony Hirschman thing with me, you know, and then we've just kind of applied it through all the years. It's a great thing to say, because that means you're leading, and that means you're usually pulling away, and that means that you just need to drive underneath the tires so that you can deal with anything else that's going to come across. You know, when you're dealing with lap traffic, whatever, or somebody's coming from the back of the pack and you've got a little bit left. So it just that's all it's meaning, you know, just not to push too hard, you know, and a lot of it just comes from having such young drivers like I'm used to, of, you know, they get the lead and they drive harder than they should. So I don't think William needed that, but it felt good to say it. So we just we kept going with it.
And William,
No, it's helpful.
yeah, you heard William. You heard that as a young driver, obviously in the truck series.
Yeah.
Now you're hearing it at the top level in Cup. I mean, what is that kind of full circle like, and is it effective at the Cup level?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of experiences between when Rudy and I worked together in the trucks and now. So I feel like that you know, when he used to say that, I used to not completely understand because I was so young, but now it makes a lot more sense. And yeah, I mean, we just, you know, he just knows the right things to say to me. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand what that means, and I guess that's good.
All right, thanks, guys. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Mark Garrow with PRN. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, William. Congratulations on the win. You spoke a moment ago about always being on the bubble. Just how much are you looking forward to the season now without, you know, the sword hanging over your head, you know, getting down towards the end? Am I going to get in on points? Am I going to get a late season win? Just how much more are you looking forward to the season this way, and what do you think it will do for you not having that kind of situation?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really ever thought about it because I've never been in this position. So I think for us, we're just going to stay attacking each race. You know, I think there's nothing like running well. So, but yeah, I mean that, you know, you're not going to, you know, go to sleep during the regular season, at least as nervous and as stressed. So I can tell you that, you know, leaving Daytona last week was not a good feeling. And, you know, so it just, yeah, it's awesome. I think it's gonna allow us to kind of focus on the right things even more.
And this is for the both of you. Given the situation, you talked about just attacking every race. Does it make it easier to attack every race?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, first of all, with the weird winners we've had so far, I don't think we're weird, but you know, it kind of is a little bit weird. We have to be careful that you're not going to get too many one wins. So you just want to keep attacking for that reason, you know. But then two is, you know, we want to learn how to be a winning race team. You know, in the playoffs, to win a championship, you have to win a lot of races. So we have to learn how to do that now and get used to that to be able to contend for a championship. You know, so we're not a championship team yet, but over the next 20 some weeks, we're going to become one. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, he said
it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, our next question will come from Dustin Long. Go ahead, Dustin.
Thank you. Rudy, this is a second week in a row where the winning team has been a new driver crew chief combination this season. Certainly last week it was a combination that hadn't worked together before. Obviously you've got the familiarity with William. And I'm curious how that familiarity helped, and do you feel like that there could be one way better than the other, you know, moving forward in the sport, that we may see more familiarity between driver crew chief combinations, or it may not as matter as much?
Yeah, I mean, it helped us, you know, it helped us, especially because of the fact that I'm new to the Cup Series. So what I brought was a knowledge of William, you know, but when you have people that are experienced in Cup, it kind of, as long as they pair up and work well together, you know, Adam and Christopher are both great. And you put them together, I knew that they were going to be great this year as well. So, you know, it just, what helped us about the previous relationship was the fact that we've we've worked together before, and I knew him. I knew how to push his buttons. I knew how to motivate him, and that helped buy me some time to learn these cup cars that I don't know yet. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Thank you.
I mean, I think just to add to that, like, I think for us, it's the familiarity is because we did well, and we know what we need and what we want in the race cars. And, a race car is the same, whether it's a truck or car. So we know what we need.
Thank you, Wayne.
Okay, our next question will come from Matt Weaver. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey guys, I got a question for both of y'all. First for William. What did you learn about yourself the first couple of years in Cup? Because you had won so quickly in everything you ever got in, from a legend car, late models, K&N, truck, Xfinity, and then you come to the Cup Series and it's a completely different level. So was it hard not to, beat up on yourself, or were you pretty level? What happened over the last 3 years psychologically?
A lot. I mean, I don't know where I start really. I think I had to relearn kind of what things make me tick, and what things maybe I took for granted. I took for granted maybe some of the situations that I was in, and how well and how simple and how smooth they went. And you have to learn how to, when your car's bad and you're trying to stay on the lead lap. I mean, there's nothing like that. So at the Cup level, when everybody's good. So I think it was a lot of little things that really had to go to work and study, and but also just kind of wait for the right opportunity. I mean, you can't really get too down on yourself, because the opportunity just has to come. And I've got good people around me that kind of made sure that I stayed focused, even if I didn't want to hear it. My dad's kind of, like that. And I feel like he's pretty objective, and Max, and being able to talk to Rudy, off and on throughout the years has been great too. So I think all that stuff pays off, but it's tough when you get to this level. I mean, I don't really know the blueprint to tell somebody how to get started, really.
Thank you. And for Rudy, how similar is the Cup Series intermediate package to what you've been doing in the Truck Series the past couple of years? And was that experience you've had, valuable as you kind of come in and do the Cup Series stuff?
Yeah, no, the 550 stuff is pretty similar to the trucks. We fight a lot of the same things. You're trying to balance speed versus handling, and drag versus downforce. So it's a lot of the same stuff, which is fun. And then I think most importantly, I think the car needs the same thing that a truck needs to do, at a mile and a half. So yeah, it's that part is fun, getting into that season and fighting the same type of little things in the war rooms, trying to decide on, do you need straightaway speed or corner speed that week.
Thank y'all.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Zach Cernolino. Go ahead, Zach.
Guys, congratulations. Question for each of you here. William, you've given a lot of credit over the past couple of years to Chad Knaus and the relationship that you guys had. I'm curious if you think, and obviously you guys have, you and Rudy have the familiarity here. I'm curious if you feel like you and Rudy would have had this success so quickly at this level without your past relationship and past influences from Chad. Do you feel like that would have translated as quickly?
I mean, I don't know. You can't really, think about it that way. I think Chad brought me from, running 20th in the Cup Series to making the playoffs 2 years in a row. And I think that was huge. Gave me a chance to really learn under the fire and kind of put myself in some situations that I, could learn from some veteran drivers. I had a couple of run-ins with, Kyle at one time, Brad, none of that stuff would have happened if I wasn't up there and fast. And, that's a lot of credit to Chad and the preparation. I think what Chad did well was the preparation side. The team that he's put around me with young guys is kind of here to stay. And I credit that to him for finding the right people. So he found a lot of good people that want to come to work every day, want to do a good job. So I credit that to him. But yeah, with Rudy and I think it's, I don't really compare it to anything. I think it's just that we have that, we mesh, and it is what it is.
And Rudy, for you, you got your first Cup Series victory as a crew chief and just your third outing and first on an intermediate track here. How special is this moment for you to be able to celebrate it, especially with William, who you had so much success with a few years ago in trucks?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's there's nothing like winning, no matter what series it is. If it's late models or legends cars or go karts, there's nothing like winning, and I've got asked already, but the Cup win's pretty amazing, and it was a whole lot of fun. Winning is winning, it's just awesome. So it's and to touch on your other point, I don't. Chad prepped William to get to this point. I could not have done that 3 years ago. I wasn't, I couldn't have prepped to learn how to work on Cup cars and prep William. So, and then he built a great team. Not one other person has been changed out on this race team. I came in and this was an amazing race team. We've got all the right pieces and like I said, William said they're young and we're ready. We should be here for a while. We should be able to go and do the right things. So super exciting.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Jacob Seelman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Thanks, Amanda. Congratulations to both of you, one for each of you. William, I'll start with you. The first win last year to get you into the playoffs, obviously, super speedway. You know, people can call that what they will, but to dominate the way you did tonight, to make it 2 wins now instead of 1, do you feel like this is validation now for you at the Cup level in a way?
I think for sure. I mean, I think, you don't want to be kind of like the 1-win wonder guy. So I think, for me, it's, once you get in that 2 category, it's, you start, building towards the next ones. But I mean, for me, I think once after the first win, I think what clicked for me was just the hunger to taste the same feeling, how exciting it is to win and what that means to the guys around you and your family and all the people that kind of put you here. So I think that once you get that taste in your mouth, it's hard to, you can't really get rid of it. You want that. So I think you raced a little differently and, but the position we were in going into this race, I mean, I didn't really know what to do. I think we were pretty far back in the points. So I was just, hoping for a good race. So can't really say any of that stuff came to mind until maybe the last, restart of just really going after it.
And Rudy, kind of similar take for you. It took a lot, I know, to kind of get you out of your comfort zone and come from the Truck Series up to the Cup Series. Was this about the right situation, the right opportunity for you to make that jump? And do you feel like guiding William to a win in just your 3rd Cup race as a crew chief is validation for you as well?
Yeah, no, I mean it's been well documented, but I mean I had a great job. The past 9 years at Cowboys Motorsports, I had an amazing job. So it had to be the right situation for sure to move on and, William be ready and HMS, is an amazing organization, Mr. H and great sponsors. So it's, it definitely was the right opportunity, and then, I mean, I just wanted to prove that I could to everyone, to myself, to everybody that I could do it at this level, and so we want to do it a whole lot more. It's only my 1st win, so we definitely got to get my 2nd win, and then the next one after that. So as a group, this is just great. Just a awesome team, and they're helping me get where we need to be.
Thank you both. Congratulations again.
Okay, we're going to take one follow-up from Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, this is for Rudy. Would there have been any other driver you would have left for Cup for? And just how much does chemistry mean? Because this had not been one of Williams' best tracks as far as in Cup.
Yeah, no, chemistry is huge. I think William is really good at measuring, the grip of the tire, and I think he's good at anticipating the grip loss. So I always thought Homestead, maybe not on the results book, was good for him, but this is a great racetrack for his style. I know he has a blown engine and stuff in some of his Cup career, but obviously we had one win in trucks and then in the top 3, I think, in Xfinity. So this is his style track. So we definitely attacked and took it and went on with it.
All right, for William and Rudy, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations again on the victory.
Thank you.